Welcome to Cortex Lab. I'm Ishanka. Here, we explore cutting-edge tech, AI, and mental mastery. We don't just fill your thoughts, we rewire your thinking. Let's begin.
So, you're on Fiverr and you feel like you've hit a wall, right? You're not alone. Today, we're going to tear down the playbook that separates those struggling freelancers from the people who are actually building six-figure businesses on the platform. We're not talking about the basics today. We're diving into the specific advanced frameworks the pros use. This quote right here, it really gets to the heart of the matter. Success on Fiverr isn't some random lottery. It's a system, and it boils down to two things. First, getting your gigs optimized so people can actually find you, and second, building a reputation with incredible speed. That's the mindset of a top seller.
So why do so many people get stuck? It's a great question. Tons of people hop on Fiverr thinking it's just easy money, a quick way to cash in on a skill. And sure, it can be. But the reality is, most sellers just hit a plateau. They're trapped in this cycle of cheap gigs, and they just can't figure out how to break out. And the reason isn't bad luck. It's because they're missing the strategy.
And this is the goal we're shooting for. The sources are absolutely clear. Earning $5,000 a month or even more isn't some pipe dream. It is totally an achievable target. But, and this is a big but, it means you have to start thinking like a business owner, not just a freelancer waiting for the next job. Okay, first things first, let's just bust this myth wide open. Success on Fiverr isn't about luck. It's about knowing the rules of the game and, more importantly, knowing how to avoid the common traps that take most sellers out before they even get going.
Before you can even think about scaling up, you have to make your business bulletproof. And that means understanding and neutralizing the basic mistakes that can get your account banned or leave you totally exposed.
All right, this sounds so simple, but it's the very first decision you make that you can never, ever take back. Once you pick your username, that's it. It is permanent. You can't change it. So you have to ask yourself, is it professional? Does it reflect my brand? Because if you get this wrong, you're stuck with it for good. This one is a non-negotiable safety-first rule. The sources really hammer this home as a huge risk. There is absolutely zero reason a client needs your personal phone number, your email, or especially your bank details. All the communication, all the payments, it all happens on the platform. That's for your protection. Don't even think about going around it. And speaking of protection, trying to take a payment off platform is one of the worst mistakes you can possibly make. The second you agree to a Venmo or a PayPal transfer outside of Fiverr, you lose every bit of payment protection. So if that client ghosts you after you deliver the work, well, Fiverr can't do anything to help. It is just not worth it. And just to be clear, this isn't some vague warning. The sources give a really powerful example. Amazon actually sued over 1,100 Fiverr sellers for offering fake product reviews. Offering services that break another company's rules can land you in serious legal trouble, way beyond just getting your account shut down. Okay, so once your account is locked down and secure, the game completely changes. Now, it's all about one thing and one thing only, your reputation. On Fiverr, your rating isn't just some vanity metric. It's the actual currency that determines how visible you are, how you rank, and ultimately, how much you make.
This number you see on the screen, 4.5. You need to burn this number into your brain. The sources are all in agreement on this. If your average rating drops below 4.5 stars, your gigs will just plummet in the search results. The algorithm will basically make you invisible. So keeping your rating above this line has to be your number one priority.
And it's so easy to shoot yourself in the foot. This slide shows exactly how people do it. Things like using low-quality samples, having a super generic all-do-anything gig, or hitting clients with hidden fees. Each one of these is like punching a hole in your own boat. It's the fastest way to get a bad review and watch your ratings sink. Now here's an advanced idea most sellers never even consider. What do you do when a competitor, someone selling the exact same thing as you, buys your gig just so they can leave you a nasty one-star review and tank your rating? Trust me, it happens. And you need to have a plan for it. All right, we've talked a lot about defense, about what not to do. Now let's flip the script and talk offense. This is the pros playbook, the specific, proactive strategies that top sellers are using to not just protect their reputation, but to aggressively build it and just dominate their niche. This right here, this is the whole mindset shift. An amateur is passive. They create a gig and they just wait. They hope for good reviews. The expert, they're an active business owner. They drive their own traffic. They manage their reputation like a critical asset. They price based on value, and they build out a whole portfolio of gigs to capture more of the market. It's a totally different game. And that brings us to this key expert concept: reputation velocity. See, it's not just about getting good reviews. It's about the speed and the consistency with which you get them. That momentum is like a massive signal to the Fiverr algorithm that says, hey, this person is a top performer, and that's what accelerates your growth like crazy. So you're probably asking, okay, how do I build that velocity? Well, here's the secret. The pros don't just rely on Fiverr to send them traffic. They build an entire marketing ecosystem outside of Fiverr to drive people to their gigs. It starts with great on-page SEO, so you're found on the platform. Then they'll start a blog to show they're an expert. Then a YouTube channel to give value with a call to action. They're on LinkedIn connecting with companies, and they're active in niche forums where their ideal clients hang out. They control their own destiny. Okay, this is a power move, an expert-level tool that most sellers have no idea even exists. Let's say you get a client who is just impossible, or you think it's that competitor trying to sabotage you. You can actually force cancel the order. Yeah, you lose out on that one sale, but you prevent that guaranteed one-star review. You protect your rating. It's a strategic sacrifice to win the war. Whew, that was a lot of strategy, right? So let's boil it all down. Let's talk about the single most effective action you can take, like right now, to start building that reputation velocity and thinking like a pro. Here it is. This is the single most powerful, actionable piece of advice from the sources. Find a Facebook group that is jam-packed with your ideal customers, and then offer to do your service for free for maybe 3 to 5 people in exchange for an honest Fiverr review. This is the absolute fastest way to get traction and kickstart your ratings. And this is a perfect example of how it works in practice. Let's say you're a book cover designer. Don't just post randomly. Go to a Facebook group for self-published authors, people who are desperate for good cover design. By offering a few for free, you're not just getting reviews. You're embedding yourself in that community, building a base of loyal customers who are going to start referring you to everyone else. You know, when you peel back all the layers of strategy and tactics, it really all boils down to this one simple idea. Everything we talked about, from the marketing ecosystem to force canceling an order, it's all about providing overwhelming value to your customers. And when you make that your focus, the ratings, the money, and that coveted top-rated seller badge, they'll all follow. So I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. After seeing the huge difference between that amateur mindset and the expert mindset, what is the one single change you are going to make starting today to treat your Fiverr account not like a side hustle, but like the serious, scalable business it has the potential to be? What was your biggest aha moment from all this? Drop it in the comments below. I'd really love to read it. And if you're serious about mastering these frameworks and building your own $5,000 a month business on Fiverr, the link to the book is on your screen. Thanks for tuning in.
You know, Cortex Lab started as an idea. But you, everyone watching, you made it a family, views or followers.